What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Journal. Hope everybody has had a great week. I've hit another bit of a roadblock, I guess you could say. I've found that, and I feel like a lot of people will resonate with this, there's just not enough time in the day for everything. I wish that I could, go to work, go to the gym, come home, and work on music until I go to bed. That would be great. That would be a great way to do the day. But of course, as someone living by himself, I have to keep my apartment clean. I have to meal prep, laundry, all the other stuff that obviously comes with being an adult. Takes up the time and takes away from working on music. I think I've done a pretty good job so far in scheduling, but there's also there's just been, like, in this past week specifically, it just seemed like the days just went by so fast, and by the time that it was that I would have been working on music, I'm already exhausted, ready for bed, or it's just super late. And with the fitness goals that I'm also trying to attain, I'm really not one to sacrifice my sleep. And I already wake up early. Maybe I need to wake up earlier, but I already wake up early enough so that I'm getting a full 7-8 hours of sleep, waking up early to do my cardio, and then get ready for work. I bring my laptop with me to work so I can work on music for at least an hour during my lunch. And then I go to the gym, get my workout in, come home. If it's Monday, I got to do feedback for Cosmic. So I can run that. That's usually like an hour and a half on Mondays. And then by that time, it's already 10 o'clock. And I'm in bed at like 10:30, so I can fall asleep by 11, so I can wake up and do it all over again. So Mondays are a pretty busy day just in general. But it just seemed like every other day this past week was just always something to do, always something to clean and whatever. And before, when I first started back on this journey, I realized that I was letting chores go. Like, my place wasn't as tidy, like laundry wasn't done, laundry wasn't folded, etc., etc. And that stuff piles up, unfortunately. And I try to get that stuff done during the day, or always take like at least 10 to 15 minutes to at least tidy one part of my apartment up now, so that some of it is already done. I don't have to focus so much on doing like such a big task when I do eventually get to that. But this past week, it just seemed like the days were flying and I was struggling creatively. I try not to be hard on myself because I realize that I'm doing a lot, I was talking to my friend from Cosmic, my buddy Rodrigo, and I was telling him, I was like, dude, I just feel like I don't have enough time in the day. I told him too that, like, I feel like if I was further along than I was in terms of my skill, then I wouldn't be feeling like this, because I obviously wouldn't have to relearn so many different things. I just have everything and just go and do it, and everything will just be like second nature. But because of this break, I have to like relearn so much while also getting back into the music and like actually putting in the work and the hours and the reps. And Ableton and everything, he's like, dude, that makes sense 100%. You're going back to essentially where you started before I took Cosmic originally, and you're mixing that in. But when you took Cosmic originally, you didn't have all these responsibilities, because at the time I was still living at home with my parents. So I just had to go to work, had to go to the gym, and then come back, and I had all this time to work on music. But with everything else mixed in now, I mean, it's a great problem to have. I love living on my own. I love my space. I just gotta maybe schedule things a little bit better. But that definitely hindered this week. In terms of creativity, I have the idea that I was talking about last week all arranged out, and I'm happy with it, but I also just don't really know what route to take it. If I do want to take that, Eric Prydz kind of like classic progressive vibe, or if I want to make it more like French disco-y, kind of like what Still Young and Bromance have been releasing the last little bit, because I really like that sound too, but I just don't really know. Like, I love the chord progression, but then I was working on the song yesterday too, and then I took the chord progression and then I did a little bit of a variation to it, and it kind of fits more into that French house vibe. But I also just really like the idea that I have originally too. So maybe I just need to focus on that and then just get it done to a part, or get it done to a, obviously finish it in whole, and then from there do what I need to do and move on, and maybe come back to it and then flip it to make it more of like a French house type of track. Yeah, this week's been tough, man. This week's been tough, and I don't know, I wasn't really sleeping well. Could have been a million things, but it is what it is in the end. One week ends, another one begins, so we'll look to be better this week, and hopefully things go well. I have Miami Music Week coming up soon. It'll be very, very awesome to see a bunch of old friends, see all my Cosmic Academy friends, hang out, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the warmth. I am so over winter. I'm so over all the overcast, everything being dead. I'm excited for warmth, sunshine. But usually every time I go, there's one rainfall that just floods everything. So there's probably going to be some of that too. But really looking forward to that. And of course, that will breed some sort of inspiration. And creatively, it'll really help push things forward. And then talking amongst my peers and stuff like that, and really seeing what they're doing. It'll just be really inspiring and motivating. So I'll be like gnawing at the teeth to come back and start working on music again. I'm really excited for that. But that's it for me this week. Hope you all have a great week coming up. We went ahead an hour, so hopefully there's more sunshine coming soon. It'll stay light out for longer. We love that. Longer days are coming. Summer's coming. Warmth is coming. And I'm very much so looking forward to it. But like I said, that's all for me. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I will see you in the next one. Much love as always.